Hello, Zephyrs. I'm Justin Hahn, the new principal at Mahtomedi High School. This year will mark the start of my 23rd year in education. I spent the past 6 years as an assistant or associate principal, and the previous 16 years as a social studies teacher at the secondary level. And I want to make sure we welcome you all to the start of this 2020-21 school year. This is certainly not the intended way we had hoped to start this year off. With circumstances out of our control, we are going to make the most and the best of this situation. We're also going to get a chance today to meet some other staff members and to just talk through some of what the impact has been to how we will attend school and what school looks like for all of us this year. Before I do that, though, I want to talk about some events that happened over this past summer and talk about our strategic plan and how those two situations relate to one another. And so this past summer, I've had the opportunity, along with Ms. Gilland, who is our associate principal, and Ms. Duffrin, who is our superintendent, to listen and learn from our students, families, and community members around the death of George Floyd and the issue of systemic racism. As educators, it is our obligation to create equitable practices so all students feel safe and welcome at Mahtomedi High School. And I want to use our mission statement and a couple of the bullet pointed items to really speak to this situation and how these are going to connect for us, who we strive to be, and what our actions will be moving forward. And so we want to be distinguished by, and we are striving to be inclusive or creating inclusive and safe environments where all Zephyrs belong and advocate for one another through authentic relationships. And the second point, as part of our mission statement, is to build a culture that seeks out and honors diverse and global perspectives. I said that I've had the opportunity to meet with students over the summer and learn about their experiences. And I'm committed to making meaningful and lasting change here at Mahtomedi High School. Our goal is to start off by listening and learning about anti-racism, about privilege and inequities, and to continue that work about where we need to go with you as the students here. And so what can we all do to create a supportive and safe environment for all? This is going to be the work that we are going to do going forward. And I look forward to the start of the school year and getting to see you in the building again. Thanks so much and have a great start to your school year.
Hello, Mahtomedi High School students. My name is Carrie Gilland, and I'm excited to join the Zephyr community as the new associate principal. I believe that every student has the potential to succeed and to grow if given the right opportunity and environment. I've been in education for 17 years as a teacher, yearbook advisor, link crew coordinator, and dean of students. I cannot imagine working anywhere else than in high school. Even before I started my career in education, I believed that goals and dreams are achieved through creating strong foundations, taking risks, and building relationships. Right now is the best time to discover who you are becoming in the future, and I believe it's part of my job to help support you in that. I also want to take a moment to address the events that have happened recently that have changed the way that we go about our lives. Since you've been away from school, our community has been significantly impacted by a global pandemic, the senseless murder of George Floyd, and ongoing struggle for racial justice. I know that you may have many emotions, thoughts, and questions about what's happening in the world, and I would encourage you to lean into the support of your family, friends, teachers, and school community. This summer, I had the opportunity to listen to a handful of Mahtomedi students, parents, and community members, and two things were really made clear for me. One, that everyone has been impacted by these events in very different ways. And two, we need to change, and we need to adapt to be better versions of ourselves. We know that school will be different this year. Relationships with friends and the way we go about our days might be different this year as well. But one thing is for certain, we're all in this together. The events of the past few months and the school year ahead will give us an opportunity to listen to and to learn from one another. I encourage you to take the moment to reflect on who you want to become this year and what you want to achieve. These are unique times, but I believe that we are stronger together as a community, and I look forward to getting to know each and every one of you this year.
Hello, Zephyrs. I'm Aaron Forsyth. I'm the Activities Director here at Mahtomedi High School. This is my 15th year in education and 7th as an AD. Prior to coming to Mahtomedi High School as an AD, I spent time as a social studies teacher and coaching hockey and golf at a neighboring school district. I've enjoyed my time here at Mahtomedi. We have a ton of great offerings for you guys as students, from 29 athletic sports, fine arts, clubs, activities. If you have an interest and we don't offer it here at Mahtomedi High School, please come see me and we can see what we can do. We've had a track record of starting up clubs and groups for new student interests, and we'll continue to do that. You can find information on our existing sports, fine arts, and clubs at gozephyrs.org. And as you navigate that website, gozephyrs.org, if you don't see anything that piques your interest, again, come see me. I'm in the front office here at Mahtomedi High School. I think it's very important for each of us to push ourselves outside of our comfort zone while we're at high school. It's a great time to connect with people and pursue our passions, and activities and clubs give us those opportunities to do that. You will make connections with people and friendships that will last a lifetime here at Mahtomedi High School, and don't allow those opportunities to pass you by while you're here. Try new things, and it doesn't matter if you're a freshman coming into the high school for the first time or you're starting your 4th and final year here at Mahtomedi High School. Get out and try something new, meet new people, and if you've had curiosity on different sports, maybe it's theater or clubs, try that if you haven't gotten out before. I promise you, you will be better off for it. Push yourself a little bit and write your own story. We have to remember when we're performing or competing or working with others that our success does not demand perfection. In fact, when things aren't perfect, that's when we learn the most about ourselves and actually get stronger in the end. So keep that in mind as you're going through with whatever your passion is here at Mahtomedi High School. Set goals. It's important to set goals. Always prepare, plan, and play to win. But don't lose sight of your purpose. And for most of us, that purpose is intrinsic motivation. What gives us joy? What do we have fun doing? And the relationships we create. So set goals, don't lose sight of that purpose, and write your own story while you're here at Mahtomedi High School. I'm looking forward to 2020 and 21 and seeing you in the hallways this fall. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I am Deputy Kelly Olson. I am the new school resource officer here in the Mahtomedi district. I have been with Washington County for just over 5.5 years now, and most of that time was spent on patrol in the city of Hugo. A little bit about myself. I went to St. Francis High School, and I played softball and volleyball there. I thought I would share with you one of my favorite high school memories, and that was participating in School Spirit Week. I actually was voted most school spirit in the yearbook for the senior superlatives. So now I'm here and I'm ready to cheer you guys on. Go Zephs! I went to St. Cloud State University for college, and I played 4 years of softball there. I love fishing and kayaking, camping, hiking, really anything outdoors. I love to travel. I enjoy spending time with my family, and I love DIY crafting. Something that's kind of cool is growing up, I wasn't really sure if I wanted to be in law enforcement or if I wanted to be a teacher. And now I feel like I kind of get the best of both worlds. So I'm not really sure if you guys can read this back here, but it says, imagine your dream, create your happiness, and live your life. So I know this year is going to be different. It's going to be a challenge, but I believe in you. We got this. I'm going to leave you with one more thing, and that is one of my favorite quotes. And that is, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. We'll see you guys soon.
Hello, everybody. Mr. Bacon. I'm a school social worker here at Matamidi High School. As a social worker, my job, so I specialize in restorative practices where if you have a conflict with a teacher or with a classmate, we'll come in and have what's called a restorative conversation, and I'll facilitate that. And the objective is obviously to, resolve any conflict, but also repair any harm and come up with a plan to ensure that it doesn't happen again. But on top of that, I also am here for emotional support, and just kind of working out any troubles that you might have personally or at home or in the classroom. Really any problems that you could have at all. And if you come and talk to me and you have an issue and I can't solve it, I'll put you in contact with somebody who can. So really, if you're having any kind of problems at all, come find me. I'll do what I can to make you comfortable, and we'll have a conversation. My office is 1037 in the Wellness Center, 1037B. It's in the English hallway between Miss Vale and Miss Hain. I'm excited to be the social worker here. This is my third year. I love my job, and I love having conversations with kids and getting to know everybody new. So please stop in. Let's get to know one another. And thank you for being here. And can't wait to have a good school year.
All right, on this slide, you can see our 4 awesome staff members that are in our counseling center. The counseling center is a great place if you have questions about your classes, or if you would like to know more about graduation requirements, you're interested in PSEO or 916 courses, or you want to do some college and career planning, or find some scholarships. And so you'll notice on the screen that there are 4 counselors this year that are going to be taking care of you. For those of you that are in 9th grade, you would meet with Miss Cole. Those of you that are in 10th grade would be meeting with Miss Erickson. Those of you that are juniors will meet with Mr. Atkins, and those of you that are seniors will be meeting with Mr. Miley. So if you have questions or need their support, please make sure you make an appointment with one of them in the counseling center. All right, everyone, let's talk a little bit about safety. We know this year that safety and health plans are going to look really different. And so we want to make sure that we're clear so that you understand exactly what you need to do as an individual, not only to keep yourself safe, but to keep our community safe as well, too. This is about both of those aspects, maintaining your own safety and wellness, as well as keeping in mind that we are a community here at Matamidi. So it's really important before you even get to school that you do that daily health screening, checking for symptoms that may indicate that you have COVID-19. You can find out more at that COVID-19 protocol document, which is located on our website. If you're curious about what symptoms would lead to or indicate COVID-19, please make sure that you read through that and that you understand what you're looking for before you come to school. And if you're sick, please stay home this year. I know that's a change for some of you, and some of you need to be in school, but this year it's really essential that if you're not feeling well, that you not only keep in mind your own personal safety and health, but the safety and health of others too. Another big change that you'll notice are masks and face coverings. Each and every person that comes into the building needs to be wearing a mask each day. They need to make sure that they're clean as well too. So you can choose from a style like this, a paper mask, a cloth mask, a neck gaiter works as well too, as well as some other options that we have listed in the COVID-19 protocols. You want to make sure that those masks are worn properly. They do need to cover both your nose and your mouth as well too, and they need to fit pretty snug. Another protocol that you should be keeping in mind is making sure that you're washing your hands quite regularly and using those hand sanitizer bottles that you'll find in each and every office space and classroom. My recommendation would be to hand sanitize when you go in and hand sanitize as you head out of the room. Lastly, we want to make sure that if you're bringing water to school, that you bring it in a nice, clean water bottle. I would suggest having that water bottle filled to start off your day, and then using sinks or bottle fillers located throughout the building as you get thirsty and need to refill your water bottle. The basic fountains, the mouthpiece on the fountains will not be available for students to use this year during the COVID-19 pandemic. I also want to take a moment just to take a look at the hallway traffic pattern. Many of you have noticed a lot of new signs, not only on the floors, but throughout the building as well too. That hallway traffic pattern must be followed before school, 8:30 to 9 a.m., during the 10-minute passing time, and from 2:30 to 2:40 p.m. Unfortunately, this year, because of those safety and health guidelines, we need to ask students to head home at the end of the school day. We love it normally in normal years when you're able to stick around and be a part of the school and activities, but unfortunately this year, that is just not the case. So if you have any questions about the hallway traffic pattern, our SLC has put together a great video that you can learn more about it. Keep an eye out on the Mahtomedi High School website, as well as in other documents and announcements as well too, if you're curious about how you need to travel through the hallways this year.
Hello again, everyone. I'm going to pick up where Ms. Gilland has left off and take you through the rest of this presentation. So, arriving to and leaving from school. Our school day begins at 9 a.m. and goes till 2:30 in the afternoon. The school will open for students to enter the building at 8:30 and not before that time. So the expectation when you enter in the building in the morning is to go directly to your first hour class. So I'm going to say that again. When students enter the building in the morning, it is the expectation that you go directly to your first period class. This is to help facilitate our health and safety protocols. The only exception for this is if you are eating breakfast. Not if your friend's eating breakfast, only if you are eating breakfast. Okay? There are designated tables in the commons that you will be eating breakfast at. Those tables are located along the west side of the commons, along the big windows. And so, again, I'm going to make this very clear that if you are entering the building between 8:30 and 9 in the morning, you are to go to your first period class as you enter the building. All right, enough said about that. The entrance doors in the morning are going to be doors 1, 14, and 19. And I'll talk about door 31 here in a second. So door 1, everyone knows, is the main entrance to the building. If you are a junior or a senior and are parking in the blue lot, this is most likely how you are going to enter the building in the morning. That gives you access to every other part of the building. And Ms. Gilland has already taken you through that traffic hallway pattern. Door 14 is at the base of the steps as you would go up to your social studies or your world language courses. And then door 19 is going to be the area where you can access the gymnasiums and also the health and phy ed areas. And then door 31 is by the media center. The only way that you would access this in the morning, and it would be for mainly blue lot students, are if you have one of 4 teachers. And so if I had Miss Masson in the morning, and this is only if you have them in the first or second period, depending upon the week, but it would be Miss Masson, Mr. Metzel, Mr. Isola, or Mr. Oswald. All right, so those other doors, if I'm riding the bus, I'm most likely coming in door 14 or door 19. All right, at 2:30, when the school day is done, the expectation is for all students to leave the building. We need to have our custodial staff begin on cleaning and to follow those health and safety protocols that we have in place from the Department of Health. And so at that point of the day, all doors become exits at that point in time. And so wherever you need to go, please utilize the traffic hallway pattern and exit one of the doors wherever that may be. All right, to help facilitate pickup and drop off, we have partnered with St. Andrews, and they have been gracious enough to allow us to use their campus for people being dropped off. So you can see on the map here where the big blue star is, along with the red box that says student drop-off. And if you are a pedestrian and close enough to walk from that side of off of East Avenue and access our campus at Mahtomedi High School, as a walker or biker, you can certainly do that as well. But it's another option, as we know that getting access to the high school can be difficult. It can be congested. This is another option for families to use if they'd like to drop their student off or if you've got people who, or if you would like to walk or ride your bike in the morning and we're close enough for that. All right, the last part of the presentation today is really just talking about scheduling. And so just to make sure that people understand and have it correct, and again, ask questions of the staff, and you can certainly come and find Ms. Gilland or myself to ask us any questions about the schedule. But week one, again, we are rotating in a 90-minute 3-period block. And you're going to see in week one, the focal point being on periods 1, 3, and 5. In the second week, the focal point will be on periods 2, 4, and 6. And so you're going to see almost 2 identical slides. The only thing changing here are going to be the period numbers. So period 1 is from 9 a.m. to 10:30. Period 3 from 10:40 to 12:50, with lunches spread throughout that period. And then period 5 is from 1 to 2:30 in the afternoon, where again, we are asking you to leave the building at that time. Okay, the next week is the alternating week pattern. So you're going to see periods 2, 4, and 6. The only difference with this week and this alternating schedule is that you're going to have lunch for third period the first week, and in the second week, you're going to have lunch designated by whatever class you have in period 4. So it is completely possible that you might have A lunch in week 1, and you might have C or D lunch in week 2. And so just something to note, that during that alternating schedule, while you are here in the building, if you are doing hybrid for those 2 days, that is what lunch could look like for you. And then again, with period 6 being at the end of the day, the expectation from 2:30 to 2:40 is to follow that hallway traffic plan and to exit the building and leave. And then one last slide talking about what Friday. So everybody is expected to access your classes on Friday. So whatever periods have been the focus for that week. So if it was a 1-3-5 week, the focal point in the morning is going to be on periods 1, 3, and 5. Because at that point in time, staff is going to be consolidating the information for the week and also potentially giving you something to work on to continue that learning throughout the course of the next week. All right, it's a chance to go through, like I said, consolidate your learning, to be able to get some additional help in small groups or a one-on-one situation. So to do some of those breakout sessions as well. And then in the afternoon, after a 30-minute lunch break, it's going to be the opportunity to have some information to get you ready, or to front-end load for the next week, what those learning opportunities and experiences might look like for periods 2, 4, and 6. And so at that time from 1 to 2:30, that's really the time that you're going to have to get ready for those classes and whatever they look like the following week. Again, when you take a look at this, these are going to flip-flop the following week for Friday then. So when the focal point in week 2 is on periods 2, 4, and 6, you'd have those classes in the morning. And again, that is a chance to review and consolidate your learning for the week and extend that learning. And then to focus for the next week on periods 1, 3, and 5. All right. And so that information is also available and has been sent out in email format. All right. So with that being said, there's probably a lot of concerns, and this certainly isn't the year that we intended it to be. And school is going to look a whole lot different. We've got a choice, though, about how we approach every situation. So we just threw this up here, but make it a great day. All right. And the last thing you need to know and take away from this is that we're all in this together. All right. I can't wait to see you all in the building. And if you have any questions, please make sure to ask. Thanks and take care.